This video is going to show an example of the Student Assessment Standard Comparison Report. I'm already logged into a school, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Reports, List Reports, click on Pre-Built, and hit Update, so I can see my Student Assessment Standard Comparison Report. Go ahead and click on it. You might not see a school here, but I'm going to go ahead and click on a teacher. And notice the red box up in the right corner. It's actually going out for this teacher, and it's loading in all of her students from all of her courses, all of her periods, and it's going to show me here all of the assessments that those students have taken, along with all of the standards that go along with those assessments. Now, maybe I'm not interested in all of her courses. Let me just pick the AB Language 8 course, and I may or may not want all periods, but if I wanted to go ahead and just focus on one of the classes, I'm going to go ahead and pick the third period class, and it's going to go again, reload all of the students, pick all of the assessments those students have taken, and the standards that are associated with those assessments. You can see there's quite a few assessments that these students have taken or may have taken in any of their courses. So let me go ahead and click on one of the assessments, the LAFT pre-assessment. Notice when I did that, it automatically filtered the standards. So now I'm only seeing the standards that are associated with that one assessment. If I was to click the Foundations of Algebra assessment, notice it brought in now standards that are associated with math and algebra. I really don't want to compare the algebra and the LAFT, so I'm going to click off that one, and let me click off the pre-assessment also. So I come back to my full list of standards. Notice there's lots of standards. There's math standards, English language arts standards. If I were to scroll down a little bit, I could even see some science standards. If I were to click on one standard, notice what happens. Now the opposite happens. It automatically filters the assessments so that the only assessments are shown are those assessments, two of them, that have that standard on them. Let me go ahead and unclick the standard. Bring back my assessments, because I'm going to run my report on the LAFT pre-assessment. Notice it filters the standards, and the 8.1 LAFT. No change. They have the same standards. And I'm going to pick on Reading Comprehension 2.1, Reading Comprehension 2.2. Notice when I did that, it automatically refiltered the assessments because there's only two assessments that have those standards on them. I'm going to go ahead and download my report. Before I do that, you notice that there is a check mark here, show the % correct column in the report. I'll talk about that one in a minute. Let's go ahead and download our report. I'm using Chrome, so it's going to show my report down here in the lower left-hand corner. I'm going to click on it. It's going to open up an Excel spreadsheet that will have my report on it. I'm going to go ahead and just hide all my student names for a minute because I don't really want those showing. And let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit so we can see what's going on here. So for my first student, whose name I've hidden now, for standard 2.1 on the LAFT pre-assessment, there were two questions. This student got 2 right out of 2. And on the 8.1 LAFT, there were 2 questions on that standard. The student also got 2 questions correct there. So out of the total of 4 questions, they got 100% correct. If you notice, the student below got 2 questions correct on the pre-LAFT, 1 question correct on 8.1 LAFT. Therefore, 3 out of the 4 was 75%. This column here, the % correct, was the one I referred to back here when I talked about show the % correct column. If we were to uncheck that, then when we run this report, that column wouldn't show up. Here's the second standard I picked with the results for the student on that second standard. If there were more standards, they would just be listed continuing off to the right. At the very far right of the report, there's a summary of the LAFT pre-assessment and the 8.1 LAFT. On the pre-assessment, there were 75 questions total. This student got 77.3% correct. And on the 8.1 LAFT, over the entire assessment, the 75 questions, the student got 73.3% correct. So this is a quick overview of the Student Assessment Standard Comparison Report.